So are you older than 55 or getting close just like me and looking for a community where you can enjoy without giving up your active lifestyle? Well, Northern Nevada has quickly become one of the hottest quote unquote retirement destinations, even though many of the people that are looking in these communities are not even close to thinking about retirement. And today what we want to do is we want to give you the inside scoop on the top 55 plus communities here in Northern Nevada, so you'll know exactly what community and each one offers before you ever step foot into Reno Sparks. And so today, as always, we're bringing on Sydney. And the reason we wanted to do this video today is we've had a lot of people recently reaching out to us about these 55 and over communities. And as someone who will be 55 later this year, not that I want to be in one, but it's funny how different it is for someone who maybe isn't even close to retiring, that wants to keep working, that wants to live in a 55 and over community versus someone that's more 70 plus that is retired and living in these communities. But really what we want to do is talk about the options where they are. And it's funny because we do have a couple of communities that have been here a long time, but it just seems like lately it's become more and more of a question and things that we get. So Sid, thanks for coming on as always.
Thank you.
And let's start off with the first community that I think a lot of people are aware of, and it's in a little bit different part of town, which is Sierra Canyon by Del Webb up in Somersett. And we've sold plenty of homes up in that area. Mm-hmm. What can you tell people about that particular 55 and over community?
I feel like that is the most popular one a lot of the time that draws people in going, oh, there are 55 and up communities in Northern Nevada. So that is typically where people start before they start to research the others. Mm-hmm. More often than not now, the newer ones are built by Toll Brothers, but this was built by Del Webb. It is a master planned community. It is also the biggest 55 and over community that we do have in Northern Nevada. There's about 1,200 homes in Del Webb.
It's big.
It is way bigger than I think people realize, even when they do preliminary research on it. They're mostly single-story homes because obviously trying to cater towards no stairs, as we don't want those anymore. The homes are going to range from about 1,200 square feet upwards to 2,600 square feet. In Del Webb particularly, they're going to stay towards the smaller side of things.
The majority of the ones I've been are on the smaller side.
Yeah, typically catered more to the 2-bed, 2-bath kind of model versus having a bigger home. The lot sizes will also vary. A lot of the time they are going to be smaller, that low maintenance. The houses are close together. Mm-hmm. They all, for the most part too, will look the same. So within that HOA, they're not really going to be too much variety within these homes.
Right.
The floor plans are going to be pretty cookie cutter at that time. The thing that sets Del Webb apart, though, is the Aspen Lodge. They have a very large clubhouse. It's about 20,000 square feet.
It's big. It's really big.
It is really big. They have an indoor pool, an outdoor pool. They have seating outside with grills for the summer.
There's always events going on over there.
They have events happening. They have a great social calendar that comes out all of the time. I think it comes out monthly with exercise classes, right, social clubs,
games,
parties, events, anything that's going on. Sometimes they'll have live music. The social clubs and the amenities, for the most part, will not vary too much between the 55 and up communities. It will at that point kind of be specific towards a few minor tweaks.
That one too, if you sit off the back of that clubhouse, has the most amazing views. And part of too, for this particular community is when you're up in that Somersett area versus where a lot of these are more in South Reno and some other parts of town. If you're someone who continues and need to get back to California on a regular basis,
yes, you
save yourself a half an hour. Because where I live in South Reno, it's a half hour to get to Somersett. Yes. And these in Del Webb are always on the backside of Somersett. You pop out right by Verdi, and then you're in California in 5 minutes. Yep. And you are back to Sacramento, and it's probably only about a 90-minute drive. The wintertime's different, but it's been a very popular one, and especially for people that maybe need a little more affordable price point, because again, there are some small units in there, so you can get in there and not spend a crazy amount of money. The second one that we want to talk about is in Damonte Ranch, which is the Regency at Damonte Ranch, which is a Toll Brothers neighborhood. Go ahead and tell them what you taught me. I learned about this. I did not know how I differentiate a Toll Brothers neighborhood from 55 and over and not.
When they build 55 and over communities, they build two sides. There's a 55 and over community, and there's a not 55 and over community. So you'll see Carmella Ranch, for example. It's the Regency at Carmella Ranch. So the word Regency is the 55 and over side for Toll Brothers. So when you see Regency at Damonte Ranch, there's a Toll Brothers community that's not 55 and up. The Regency is the 55 and over.
And this one is the first one that was on the Damonte Ranch side. There is a smaller, much older 55 and over community on the Double Diamond side, we just had a client move in there. But that's like not one we get asked about a lot. That seems to be more like locals living in, not people coming from out of town.
Right.
But the one in Damonte Ranch is really nice. What can you tell them about it?
Yes. So this one's going to be about half the size as Sierra Canyon is. It's going to be about 600 homes. The houses are going to be a little bit bigger, mainly single story, but you can find two-story homes in here, ranging from about 1,600 to 2,600 square feet. They don't usually push past the 2,600 square foot mark. Yeah, because it's hard to build it, more than at that point you got to go to two-story. They'll have a little bit larger lots than the Sierra Canyon, not crazy significant. Sometimes you can have a big lot if you're on a corner. They also have an 18,000 square foot clubhouse. They have tennis courts, pickleball courts.
They've got some good outdoor stuff over there. Do they share those courts with the non-55 and over community?
No. So there's
It's
two.
separate.
Yes.
Okay.
There's two separate clubhouses. There is the non-55 and up. That one's a little bit smaller, but that's more kid friendly. And I think that there is a certain time at this particular Regency for Toll Brothers that you can bring kids to the 55 and up, but there's specific days and specific times that it happens.
So if you have grandkids or something along
Exactly.
those
So
lines.
just to make sure that you still can have your family over there,
Right.
but it doesn't happen very often.
The other Toll Brothers community, which you already briefly mentioned, which was Carmella Ranch, that seems to be the one we get now
Yes.
the most calls. I think initially people find that we have 55 and over from Webb. They must do a great job on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And then Carmella Ranch seems to be the most popular one that people are asking about, like as far as I really want to buy something.
That is modern. It's newer. The construction on it is still being built out.
Yeah.
It's a newer community, and talk about a clubhouse that is social over there.
Yeah.
Every single person that I have talked to that has moved into Carmella always says, there's always something happening. There's always live music. There's always
Right.
an activity going on. They have a crazy event schedule. People really love it.
And they actually still have options for a new construction.
Yes.
Where the first two that we mentioned, they're already built
built
out.
out.
There are no more new construction. It's resale options in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're looking for resale, obviously we can help you with that. But if you're looking for new, we can also help you do that. But if you want new, all these do not have that as an option.
Right. This is the only one. I think the Stone Brook, which we'll talk about next, has a few more lots. Carmella's about to be built out, though. They're in the last phase of their building at this point in time. It's September 2025. So if you're seeing this after the fact, they might already be built out at that point. But the homes in here are going to be a little bit larger, too. This particular 55 and over will
Right.
push towards the 2,800 square foot. Almost all single story, though. And the lot sizes in here will be a little bit bigger in terms of depth to the backyard, but the houses are a little bit closer together width-wise.
Do we see many resales in there? Because I know these subdivisions
Mm-hmm.
are not that new. And typically if people are leaving those areas, it's just because they moved here and they just don't enjoy Northern Nevada? Or
Right.
what kind of things have you been hearing that why people are leaving?
They, a lot of the time, are moving potentially into a smaller house
Okay.
or moving to a different area in Nevada still. Maybe they thought they were going to like a 55 and over community, and then they were like, you know what, this really isn't quite what I thought it was going to be.
Right. Okay.
It has a healthy resale market in there, and I've been through quite a few of them lately.
So if you're someone who's thinking about moving to Northern Nevada, do me a favor. Click the link in the description below. We'll get you a copy of our free buyer's guide that'll get you started on your journey to Northern Nevada. Let's go to the third Toll Brothers one, which now we're going to a completely different part of town, which is the one Regency at Stone Brook, which is out in Spanish Springs, and kind of explain where it is, and then we can give them the details about it.
Yes, off Pyramid Highway, just to give you something to look at on a map, it's called Lazy 5 Regional Park. Just to the south of that is where the Stone Brook.
So is it near the middle school?
Yeah.
Okay, near the middle school. For some reason in my brain, I thought it was further out.
No, it's further out than I think people realize when they first see a Toll Brothers 55 and over community. But
Right.
this one is different in the sense you're getting almost a little bit more of that rural, smaller, more removed from the city type of feel. So if you're looking for a community that you can kind of just be in and not really have to leave, not that you have to leave the other ones, but if you're just looking to kind of be more removed from the city, the hustle and bustle, and you want something a little quieter, the Stone Brook is seeming to be the place where a lot of people are going. Also get a little bit more bang for your buck out there.
So the price would be a little bit lower. Are
Yes.
the lots a little bigger too?
Yes.
So for people that we always tell them that if you go out into Sparks, that's typically the bonus now. It used to be the pricing was, usually it still is a little bit more affordable in Sparks, but typically it's more, you get maybe even in housing versus 55 and over, you always got a little more bang for your buck, a little more space, a bigger lot, more garage space, all those kind of things. And so with Toll Brothers, it's the same thing.
Yes, they are doing the exact same thing. The pricing out there is definitely lower. You can find things easily under $1 million. I think the lowest price for the smallest floor plan was originally out at $750,000. Then
Right.
obviously you build up from there. But
And I'm guessing they have a similar clubhouse setup because I know at this
Yes.
point they've got a clubhouse like that they sort of designed.
yes,
I'm guessing it's kind of the same one in all these communities.
yes, it's going to work pretty much the same from Toll Brothers to Toll Brothers. The Regency Clubhouse is going to be larger than the non-55 and over side,
Right.
but it's going to be two clubhouses, the Regency side, the not Regency side. So there is kind of crossover there, but there's not enough of it to warrant worrying too much about
Right.
it.
And if someone's looking for brand new still that wants a little more affordable, but I know all these subdivisions are almost built out at this
Yes,
point.
they're in the final phases.
And then we have one more that we want to talk about, which is the Villa Tuscana at D'Andrea. We're actually getting ready to sell one in there here shortly. So we might be able to give them some more information about that. But that neighborhood and where that is a completely different part of town.
That is mostly single story. These are also going to be significantly smaller than the first 4 options that we've talked about. These are going to be 1,200 square foot to about 21. They're going to be smaller houses. The homes are slightly older, but well maintained, and this is a smaller community. There's only about 480 homes.
Right. It's nice though. And like
Absolutely.
I said, they're for people a lot of times, maybe if it is only one person,
Yes.
or if someone who doesn't need all these extra amenities or the higher price point. The other thing with that part of Sparks is it is more in town, so it's really easy to get out of that neighborhood and get to grocery stores and other activities and things like that where you're trying to get out of your neighborhood. It is also gated, but that one is not manned by a person, I don't think.
No.
And so we'll get more information. We might even do a video from the new listing that we have going on in there. I think we're going to be in that neighborhood probably somewhere in the mid to high 500s. So again, a lot more affordable than some of these other options. So what are most of the reasons why people say they're looking for 55 and over communities? Is it because they're moving here and they don't know any people here? Or is it they already do know people here and they just think this is going to be a great place for them to be?
More often than not, it's social. They want to make friends that are of their age, of similar interests, and that is an easy way to do it, especially with how active our 55 and over communities are.
Right.
They're not the I've heard a couple of people in California researching 55 and over
Right.
communities there, and they say people are, for lack of a better term, sorry, old. They just stay at home. They don't do anything. They're not social.
Right.
And apparently here it's night and day difference. We are social people still. And even 55 to 75, people are always in the clubhouse.
Because it seems like a lot of people that are asking about these are more closer to 55 than 75.
Yes.
So it's very interesting. And I know a lot of them that they're technically not, I don't want people to think of these as retirement communities.
No, they're not.
Because they're not retirement communities. It's just people that maybe don't want to live around a bunch of little kids and other families. And it gives them a lot of the things because they're built specifically for the non-family setup. So the floor plans are set up conducively for that style of living. So we do have some other options. There are some other 55 and over communities. There are some more affordable ones as well. So if that is something that you're looking for, reach out to us because we couldn't make an all-inclusive list, but these seem to be the most popular, the ones that people ask about the most. But there are other 55 and over options out there for you. If you're thinking about moving to Northern Nevada, do me a favor. Check out this video we did right here about the top reasons why active people love living here.